Taurus, sometimes it's good to check in on your peoples. So I wanted to see what they feel about you, what they want to say to you, why they're not confessing or conveying their emotions directly to you. Taurus, the first card conveys a message of I know who you really are, or I know who you are at your weakest, at your most vulnerable. I know about pieces of you and parts of you that nobody else really knows. And I know that deep down that you're a sensitive and loving person. This is what I view as someone who has been stripped basically of their ego and has gone through hard times or fallen down kind of a rabbit hole of bad decision making, or other people's bad decision making has led you into this dark ass place. Here's the red flag or the warning signs here. We be seeing somebody who has kind of a darker life experience or darker story. So just on behalf of them having like a dark past, I feel like they always kind of be negative or make pretty bad decisions based on the past. And a lot of the time when they think of you, they think of the past. They just can't get it out of their mind. You're somebody who has such a strong will to survive. I think it's hard for them to swallow that you are a strong person. It's hard for them to admit that you're strong. It's very hard for them to cope with the fact that you aren't just somebody who will accept being bent over or talked over or looked down upon. They see you as someone who has shown that you're a gentle part of their life, or you keep them at bay, you keep them calm, you keep them centered. In this picture, I like her necklace a lot because it kind of reminds me of the moon, and what the moon represents for me is tranquility. It represents peace and tranquility. It's beautiful but yet eerie because we really don't know what's happening next, but we also know that the moon's beauty, or the moon could lead us into a brighter direction in help us tackle our dark side, I think. And a lot of this here, what they're experiencing is kind of like a FOMO, right? It's like without you in their life, or without them with you, they feel like there's a missing piece or something's incomplete. They felt so raw with you, so real with you, so, like I said, tranquil with you, that it now is starting to feel like, and you can see the halo on the card. Isn't that wild? The halo from my light, that's crazy. They feel like they've lost a limb, or they lost a life almost. They've lost a life without you, or they spent a lifetime without you, and they can't understand why that had to happen. They can't understand why y'all had to detach, or why y'all had to separate in order to make things work. Because at the end of the day, they've always felt like they've let you down in some type of way, or you've always felt like they let you down, and they kind of just now are starting to realize that, and it's just starting to ring in their ears a little bit. What I got in my mind was like a big golden bell, or like, at a hotel when you ring like a fucking bell at the desk type shit. That's what I got. Somebody who would service you, or I feel like give you pretty much everything you wanted, but nothing kind of like you needed from them. It's like, okay, so you give me the material, you give me a place to stay, you give me all the material world things, but you never give me the emotional things. So I always feel detached from you. That's what I pick up on most of all. It's like I always feel detached from you because you can never ever give me like a sound piece of emotion, sound piece of your heart, a sound mind space. And so I think this person's like just kind of like collecting their thoughts and be like, so how did we end up in a position where I had to basically fall apart, revamp my life in order for this person to come back into it? Or why can't this person come back to me now? This person's kind of asking all those questions. Why did I need to completely strip myself of all of ego and all of everything that I knew that I was successful in order to see somebody else's worth, right? And it's like, because they based all of their life off of material gain, or off of like having things. It's like having things they never had before type shit. And just on the basis they never had any love, right? So they weren't able to properly learn how to love you. This next card represents how much you carried the relationship. Okay, how strong you were through this whole entire process. You were really patient and incredibly, the beauty of your, like, I guess your comfort level, like you're incredibly comfortable, and you were so like, what I pick up on in this card is like somebody who leads like a whole entire army, or leads a war. It's like the what do they call it, the king of peace, kind of like Alexander the Great type shit. And if you don't know what he did, you know, he was not that great of a person, but what I will say was he created a bunch of like cultural melting pots. So it's possible that you and this individual were like two pieces in a pie, even though you came from completely different cultures, completely different backgrounds. You were so different yet so much the same. You can touch base on pretty much any topic and still understand each other, still love each other, still feel so much raw emotion for each other. And so this person just felt like this was a good mix, even though this motherfucker ain't had nothing to do with me, had no like similarities. I always felt connected to this person. And here's another piece of this story, is that they also felt like you was getting too big for them. Your heart was too big for them. Your real emotions, your real mind, your real thoughts, your real everything. It's like you had to mute yourself or muddle yourself down. Everything that you gave this person was too big for them. They couldn't accept something so like gentle and fragile, and nor could they be gentle or fragile with you. Because at the end of the day, like I said, love just didn't come easy for them. This reminds me of a song, but basically in a song what he's saying is that like love never comes as easy as we want it to be, and often comes to us sometimes in the worst times of our life, right? Because it's something that can pick us up and also destroy us, right? And so just because they're capable of maybe having a good connection with you, or a couple conversations with you, just because they're capable of saying they love you does not mean they're capable of the action and intimacy part of things, right? Intimacy is more than just like a physical thing, more than just sexual. It is completely like raw love and attentiveness. It's like a tender love and care type situation where it's like you put your arm to, you know, a person and you don't hurt them, right? You try your best to correct your past behavior, and you don't hurt them, you don't harm them. The main thing that this person wants to convey is, now that they've left you, actually, now that y'all have left each other's life, now that they have had time to work on themselves, time to kind of be free and explore themselves a little bit more, they have grown stronger than maybe you ever thought they could. They feel the strongest state they've ever been. They feel like they're on some sort of a more linear and solid journey than they ever were before, you know, because half the time it's like this person, I feel like, did not know where they was going, did not know which road to take, did not know that the world was as beautiful as you made it, right? You made, I think, a lot of things easier for this person, but what you couldn't do is fix them. What you couldn't do is like kind of fix the scars and the scratches that this person had experienced from the past. While this person does kind of feel that I wish I could start over type feeling, they also know that if they did start over a relationship with you, it'd be all based off the past. And they want to, I think they do want to experience this connection with you, or they want to kind of like fix the things that they did, even if this person has basically just left with no communication. But at the end of the day, it's like they also know that you've become stronger. They notice this. I think they've watched you or seen you grow, and they know you have become stronger. And so this is the thing that kind of intimidates them. It makes them feel scared, because they're scared of that rejection. They're scared of you being too big for them once again. They're scared that they're just going to get left behind again. You know what I mean? And I think that this is a very like, I don't want to say it's melancholy, because I don't think it's necessarily sad, but I do think that this process of healing from this has helped you heal from many things, right? Your experience with this individual, with this person, has made you grow for the past couple of years in exponential amounts of ways. You just could not stop, I think, improving on yourself, and now it's being represented in a way where like good blessings, good manifestations, good money is coming your way, a lot of tranquil experiences just being an individual. It seems like you're a lot calmer now. You've gotten rid of a lot of your anger, a lot of your distress, and now you're kind of in this position of like, And to me, this card kind of looks like the high priestess. You're in this position of like, wow, like I'm so like I don't even feel like my old self no more. Like I feel so different. I feel so strong, so powerful. Like I know I have weight in this world now. I know that like my worth will essentially define my future when it comes to relationships, when it comes to money. You know, if I dream to be somewhere, I gotta actually like walk and fight for that dream, versus just sitting on the shit and hoping and wishing that a person or a situation is going to get better, right? And instead of trying this, trying to fix things and mend things, like I learned that like I don't have to fix or mend nothing. This is perfect for me, type shit. And so that's what it is, Taurus.